Joining us today. This is another big moment and a big win for Idaho homeowners and families. I want to thank the Verhays, Joey, Maddie, and Brooks. Thanks, buddy. For hosting us today at their lovely home here in Southeast Boise. Joey is a firefighter with the Meridian Fire Department. Maddie is a public school teacher. As a young growing family, they want and deserve to keep more of their hard-earned dollars. I am proud to join my legislative partners who champion this effort and sign House Bill 304 today, giving another $100 million of property tax relief to Idahoans on top of the more than $4.6 billion in tax relief we've delivered in just a few short years. $50 million will be provided through the Public School Facilities Fund, a continuation of our historic public education investments through House Bill 521, and $50 million will be provided directly in the homeowner's property tax relief account. House Bill 304 offers additional, you're winning, buddy. House Bill 304 offers additional support for our public schools while relieving the burden on local taxpayers to cover the cost of bonds, levies, and plant facilities within the school district. This is truly a win-win. This bill is yet another example of Idaho keeping our promises and our priorities straight. I've said it before and I'll say it again. America wants what Idaho has. Safe communities, strong schools, a bustling economy that offers tremendous opportunities for our people to prosper. I'm proud to join the dedicated leaders of the House and Senate for the signing of this important bill today. First, we'll hear from Joey Verhay, our host today, and he will share with us what today's tax relief means for his family.
I just wanted to quickly say thank you to Governor Little and to the legislature that passed this bill unanimously. As the cost of everything continuously climbs, it's reassuring to know that the lawmakers of Idaho, led by Governor Little, are focused on understanding the challenges that families face and prioritizing sending money back to taxpayers. As a young and growing Idaho family, we felt the financial strain of property taxes. Legislation like this provides families like mine more financial breathing room, allowing us to focus on the things that matter most, raising our children, saving for the future, and supporting our community. Thank you.
Very good. Tim?
Well, it's an honor to be here today with the governor and to be with this family today. You know, when I came to the legislature, I told my district that every bill that I looked at, I would ask, is it good for the Idaho family? And this is a day that I'm very pleased to say this is a good bill for the Idaho family. We're seeing taxes cut historically this year in the Idaho legislature, and these are things that really impact people's lives. I'm very pleased to be here with Senator Ricks and Senator Groh, who have worked very, very hard over the years to make a difference for Idaho families. You know, we are seeing, again, I think this is the fourth time in my legislative career we have seen historic cuts for Idahoans in taxes. And so, a big day for Idaho, a big day for Idaho taxpayers, and I thank you very much for being here today.
Mr. Speaker.
A lot of people don't know it, but the last 2 years we provided over $500 million in property tax relief. This will add another $100 million to that. That's a good thing for the state of Idaho. I want to thank the governor and others that have helped also, because this year, with this added $100 million, we'll be over $400 million in tax relief this year alone, to go with what we've done the last 3 years, as we've cut property taxes every year, income taxes 2 of those 3 years, and continue the process of lowering the tax burden on our citizens. This is great for Idaho, and hopefully we can continue this process of lowering taxes.
All right. Am I about through signing these bills?
We can get them out in the Senate.
My inbox is empty. I just emptied it just a minute ago. So. It's 26th then. only had 52 minutes to spare. There we go.
All right.
All right, let's go ahead and get a couple photos. So if everyone wants to kind of scooch in a little bit.
Governor, could you swing that around one more time? Whoops.
He's happy in the grass though. It's nap time. He's making sure we know it's nap
That's it.
time, right?
They're only the biggest media market in the state.
And you just made them mad.
That's okay.
Okay. All right, everyone, look right here. Ready? 3, 2, 1. 3, 2, 1. And let's do one more. Okay, very nice. All right, yeah, we'll open it up to some questions if you guys.
All right.
Now you're good.
For us. You're up. I defer to them.
Go ahead, Laura.
I'll go. So you mentioned that, all of you mentioned that this helps kind of young, growing families and Idahoans, kind of regular Idahoans. But most of the tax cuts this year went to income tax cuts, which have kind of a disproportionate effect. Do you want to just talk about kind of prioritizing the tax cuts this year, since there were so many, $400 million is a lot of money, so just kind of talk about that.
It is a lot of money. But, besides what we've invested in water, roads, sewer, all of those things, and workforce. There's a little bill hanging over there on workforce. We're trying to make it to where people can afford a house and build a house. That's all very, very conducive to young families making that critical investment of their first home.
What does something like this mean for the average Idahoan?
Well, my experience, and I know these guys, when their taxes go down, you don't get many phone calls. If their assessment goes up, their taxes go up, we get lots of phone calls. We continue, and of course the fact that the hyperinflation here in the real estate market's gone down, but we just continue to make property taxes. I think out of the 50 states, we're the 13th lowest for property taxes. But that doesn't mean we don't have more to do. And the income tax is one, it's a flat rate, everybody pays it. If you have any other kind of a rate, then you got to pick a loser and a winner. Somebody's going to be right on the edge. And if you just have a flat rate, then everybody gets the same.
Governor, can you tell me a little bit more about why it was important to combine both tax relief and the benefits for public schools?
Well, I can give you some hypothetical question, but I think the reason is they needed the votes.
Pardon?
They needed the votes.
Oh, sure. No, but I was talking about pairing these two bills together or this bill with public schools as well as taxes.
Well, that's what I'm saying.
Oh, sorry, I misunderstood.
Did I get that right?
You got it right. Help pay for school buildings, tax relief. Good.
What else?
Do you have any concerns over too many cuts this session?
Well, we'll see. Most of us were with Governor DeSantis a couple days ago, and he made the point that Florida's doing great, but the only state doing better than Florida is Idaho. And as long as we keep growing our gross domestic product, and we'll need to watch it. We'll need to be vigilant about what takes place. But that I don't see anything. I hear a little something here and there, but I think we're going to continue to grow. And if we continue to grow, we'll be fine. But we are going to have to continue to grow. So.
And to kind of go along with that, there's no concern that these cuts will affect state budget issues, funding of different things around the state.
Well, some of my friends told me that $4.6 billion ago. And we've been doing it for a total of $4.6 billion. And so, I think the proof's in the pudding. No question, this was a larger one. But we need to keep that momentum going, and giving people property tax relief and helping schools is going to be a big part of doing that. So.
Do you have an estimate on what the average household would see in terms of a reduction on their property taxes?
I can help you, Kevin.
Yes.
Go ahead.
About 14.6%, about 14.6% for homeowners.
And that's total with what was previously in.
No, that's just because
That's
this
just
year,
this?
from the total bill, 14.6% cut for the homeowner.
Hold him to that. Because it's different in every tax year.
Remember on property taxes though, those are not controlled by the state. Property taxes are controlled by the locals. So if those local decision makers decide to increase their budgets, they can take that away. It's all tied to a budget in the local area. This is the state taking general fund money back to subsidize their budgets. What they do with their budgets will have an impact on what that number is. I think a lot of people forget the state, we don't set property taxes, we don't collect them, we don't spend them. That's all done locally. And if they make those decisions there, then they determine whether they go or not.
All right. Well, thank you everyone for
Oh, that's
joining
good,
me.
'cause I